What up, y'all? Shorty C94 back again for episode 47 of Shorty's Sneaker Conversations. Let's try to get a hold of our guest. What's up, Chrisella Goes? What's up, sir?
What's up, man?
All right, man. It's a long time coming, man. Glad you're here.
Right.
Yeah,
Glad to
uh,
be here, man.
yeah, good. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Today was kind of chill, busy but chill.
For sure. What's up, Eat My Gat underscore Sneakerhead Poppy? What's going
Boy,
on?
Izzy, what's up, man? How
Mm-hmm.
about
Yeah.
you?
Eh, it's cool. Just work and home.
Right.
There. So okay. Well, before we get started, what I ask all my guests is, what was the most positive thing you were able to take from 2020?
Um, Good question, because a lot happened. A lot happened, man. But the most positive thing I think of is just being appreciative of life. Because a lot of folks, unfortunately didn't make it or got in certain situations. But I was grateful to have my situation and just being grateful for everything because we took a lot of stuff for granted prior to that year. It just make you appreciative of what you have.
Okay, I respect that. Okay. Let me say hello to Lord of the Jays, Ash McMath, the real with real, key to your soul. Welcome everybody. Okay.
What's up,
Uh,
everybody?
yeah. Well, the way, because I'm kind of trying to craft the way the show goes. What's up, Keandra? Usually I start with sneaker origins, then go to sneaker present, and then go to sneaker future. I
Got
mean, starting with the origins, I got to ask, what was the first sneaker that just started it for you?
it started for me. All right, so good question, by the way. So I've been in sneakers my whole life. Like my parents, they always made sure me and my siblings always had the newest shoes. Not like we had everything that's hype or OGs, anything like that, but we always had clean shoes in our feet. Cause my mom, like her biggest thing was like my kids ain't gonna be dusty. You know what I'm saying? But the shoe that like made me like do what I'm doing now had to be the Space Jam nines, the OG nines, the ones he had in the movie. That's when I realized like, oh man, like I really got some heat out here. Let me keep this going. Let me put myself in position to where I just keep getting shoes. And that had to be like around fifth grade, sixth grade. Somebody was like, "Hey man, nice shoes." And then yeah, fifth grade, like, "Hey man, nice shoes." And that's when I was like, "Oh snap!" Like I really got some dope shoes. Cause
Hmm.
it's around the same age, like people start to look at you, like, "Oh my god!" Like folks looking at me, girls looking at me now, like middle school. And then sixth grade had a homeboy named Sean. He was just like, "Bro, you know what's in your feet right now?" I was like, "Some Jordans." They're like, "Nah, bro, these ain't just Jordans. These these on Space Jams." I'm like, "Okay." So then I went home, did my little homework, and I realized like, oh snap! So I've been having these and all these shoes growing up. I'm going through baby pictures. I got great files from when I was like born, come out the hospital. I'm like, man, so these is tight. And ever since then, I ain't looked back.
Got you. Now, the pair that you had, was that from the CDP or was that 2010?
That was
Was it 02 one?
like 2001, 02
Okay,
ish.
the first retro. Okay,
Right.
got you.
I need
Yeah,
to go back and look it up. I can't really recall. I just know like you know how it is growing up. Like you walk in the house, it's new shoes in your room. Like,
yeah.
hey, you got new shoes. Don't mess these up.
Hmm. That's good living right there. Yeah. Now, if it's the first retro, those came out January 9th of '02. I'm a little weird where I remember random release dates like that. So forgive
Yeah.
Rain Man with
Yeah,
the
that
release.
sounds about right. I was like fifth grade, going to the
Yeah.
sixth grade that year.
Damn, make me feel old as hell, man.
It was crazy. I'm only 30, man, so that's a long time ago.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Okay. All right. Well, what area you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, preferably on the south
Yeah.
side. Hmm?
So that's the ATL. Okay.
Yeah, ATL, man. Yeah, on the south side, like I'm not sure y'all been to ATL, but it's like area I'm at is like south of the airport in Clayton County.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Now
why I
we
was raised at.
yeah we've I've already been twice this year. It was unfortunately it was for for funerals, but
Yeah, sorry to hear
Atlanta's
that.
5 hours away from where we're at in North Carolina, so it's not that far away.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah. So, um, being from ATL, I've heard of Walters and I've heard of Pure Atlanta random spots, but where was the spot back in the day when you started buying your own sneakers that you were really going to?
Um, as far as like mom and pop shops, like nothing that's uh, it's like nationally known. I would say Walters. My
Okay.
first pair of forces out there. One day, me and my granddad, he bought them. Me and my granddad was riding around the city, and then he just stopped by Walters one day, and I saw these white and blue forces. The one with the was low top with the blue check. This before they started getting like the little lace tags on them. They had the
Hmm.
blue check on the toe box. I was like, oh, them hard, man. I need those. And he bought them. But aside from that, I used to just go to Foot Locker because I live like 5 minutes from a mall. So it
Okay.
was always clutch. Like you get your paycheck and you go straight to the mall. Like it's right there at your convenience.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, just jumping ahead a little bit right now, where is your go-to place to get kicks right now?
My go-to place, man. As of 2021, all right. So of course, like everybody else, because of the way the dynamic of the sneaker culture is, I always go to unfortunately Nike and sneakers. If I can't get it there, then I try my local store. Because sometimes they have them sitting. You just gotta ask. And fortunately, I know of people, so I always ask them like, "Yo, y'all got these in stock?" They say no. Then I just move around. See, I go to Linux. I might go to South Cab. I just travel around other stores, and then I try. The last resort is always GOAT, StockX, or consignment shop. But first, I go to consignment shops because they always give good deals. They don't give the GOAT StockX price where I go to.
Gotcha.
And yeah,
Okay. Okay. All right. So again, with you being from ATL, um, you've been in the sneakers for a while. What was the biggest shift in your area specifically, or in the city? With the culture, what was the? I should say, what was the sign you knew that things were changing? In your city, because I could tell you about Cleveland how it changed, but how did you see it was
yeah.
changing?
All right. So as far as the climate, I would say like 2010, 2011, when the Concourse 2011. At Christmas, I started seeing like shift a little bit. Now everybody's in the shoes. Unfortunately, I ain't get my pair, but funny story about that. So I did get my pair, but I still went to Champs anyways, and I saw these cause one of my favorite shoes, my favorite silhouette is Bo Jackson's, those Air Trent SEs. I saw a pair of those sitting for like $70 in my size. Got those with some Dion's and some all white forces, so it all worked out in my favor. But that's when I saw like the culture really pick up. And I don't know like what happened before then. I just know like when I got older, I started seeing like a big shift.
Okay.
And that's when it shift for me at least.
All right, I'll just say up north, being from Cleveland, Ohio, the first shoe where I really saw it change with the resellers was the DMP release at the beginning of '06. That's kind of like where it changed. So it went from there to, I don't want to make my city sound bad, but people were really on those fusions from like,
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. We was big on those too. Like they love fusions down here, especially the 12s. When the Texas 12s came out, that was a huge shoe.
yeah, to me, after because it went from the Fusion 12, then they started doing Fusion 5s. After the 5, it started to get a little bit crazy. And then they started coming out
Right, right.
with 6 or Spizikes. A lot of people don't remember the Spizike was like a limited thing at first. Like I was working for Champs when
Yeah.
the Spizike came out, and we didn't get the white, green, and red one, which is like a worthless shoe now since they've retroed it. It was like only 4,032 pairs made originally. But it was a big deal when we got those black, red, and green ones and the true blue ones. Like we sold out of them like a regular Jordan.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a big deal down here too, especially those black, red, and green ones. That
Mm-hmm.
was a big deal. and people didn't like them, but I was like, man, look cold. Those and Dub Zeros. That was a huge deal.
Yeah, the Dub Zero has always been kind of a interesting because it was technically the first mixture shoe, but they only come out in anniversary years. So they only came out like 05, 10, 15,
Yeah.
20. Well, I don't know. I think they came out with some last year, but with the pandemic and everything, maybe they didn't. But I never owned a pair. I have a few Spizikes. They're all super old, but
Yeah.
that was a moment. But yeah, the Concord pretty much everywhere. For us, the South Beach 8 was a big deal. A lot of people didn't buy it at first because everybody was mad in Cleveland that LeBron left or whatever. But
Oh yeah.
after about a week, those like caught fire and they were just gone. You know what I mean? So that's a benchmark. The Concords, of course, the Galaxy Foams, the Yeezy 2, and then with Instagram coming out around the same time, it was like a perfect for everything to change. So, you know, that and then Adidas. You remember Adidas ran 15 and 16.
Oh yeah, that was a movement.
Yeah,
They had Nike in the chokehold.
yeah, Nike didn't get it back until 17, and I really didn't feel like they got it back until Virgil, till the Off-White 10.
I agree.
So I'm doing a bad job. Matter of fact, let me say hello to everybody. Sneaker Vibes Only, Tommy Big Shoes, JMG 12208, Sneaker Sessions, Neo Chasen, V Faded, Julius, Fixed Faith. Hello everybody for the kicks.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm so into the convo.
No, that's all good.
All right. Now, growing up, I mean, LeBron didn't start playing until I was already an adult. So,
right.
But being from Atlanta, like, did you all have an athlete? Like, was it Dion or was it Dominique Wilkins? Where that was like y'all athlete, where it kind of pushed the culture in here?
I would say prime time.
Okay.
Like everything about it, like the jersey. Then he played baseball here too, so the jersey, the sneakers, especially the sneakers. By the way, anybody from Nike listening or start listening when this plays back, please re-retro some Dion's. Please, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways,
DT Max 3, because that's the only one they touch.
right, exactly. Like bring back some Dion's, man. But yeah, prime time was that guy. And Dominique, as far as shoe wise, I know he had a shoe. I don't know if it's his shoe or not with the Reebok.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, he's that guy too. And then Mike Vick. Oh, I can't forget Vick, man.
Yeah.
Can't forget Vick. His shoe was so cold. And so underrated too.
Yeah, especially the one. Like I still have my ones. The first 4 shoes were decent. That last one was just kind of but he was already by the time it came out. So but yeah, I was wondering, I had actually forgot about Mike Vick when I asked you that question. Shame on me.
I almost forgot too, but those shoes sat for a minute and like because it is rain Atlanta, we kind of took it for granted, and then when the whole little situation happened, it was like, dang, we took it for granted for real.
Yeah, like the Vic 1 to me is still the best, but at least in Cleveland, like the Vic 2 and Vic 3, like dudes actually had them. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, so especially the 2. The 2 is probably the one that I probably saw the most. But I love the 1. Like I only got the 1 because I was working for Foot Action. I was moonlighting there and got him in. So I'm like, give him here.
Right, had to grab those.
But yeah, with Dion's, I mean, they do the 1 every now and then, but it's usually in some horrible colorway.
Agreed.
They only did the 2 once, where it was everywhere, 2012, and then it just stopped. They whore out the 3, and we haven't yet to see the 4 and the 5 retro. So the count. So
need those ones back, man. And then what's the 96? I need those 2.
Yeah, the 3. Yeah, they call it the 96 now. My bad. It was just the DT Max 3 back in the day. Yeah. But that's the one that they just seem to gravitate towards. So at least they got the red right on the last one.
Yeah, they did.
First one was awful. All right. Well, let's jump ahead to, your current, time in sneakers with the pandemic and everything. What's been the biggest adjustments you've had to make, with sneakers?
The biggest adjustment, I would have to say shopping online. That's my biggest adjustment. Now, I was a huge eBay shopper forever since I had like internet access. Like eBay's been my best friend, but at the same time, I'm still a big like shopper. Like, I like to go to the store and get my shoe. I don't like to order online and wait. I never did that until like 2020. Because when the lockdown happened, I'm thinking, oh, snap, I can still go shop. Nope, nope, nope. Store shut down. The only way you get the shoes online or through a reseller. And it's like, man. And
Yeah.
then the way the climate is now, you competing with bots and other people. And I'm like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah. Now, I do have to ask. I worked for Hibbett for almost 2 years. Does
Yeah.
Hibbett have a presence, in the Atlanta sneaker scene?
Oh yeah, like Hibbers, they around. They're like McDonald's. Like they pop up here and there.
Yeah, it's only
We
two in
got a
Cleveland.
lot of them. Hmm?
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I just said it's only two in Cleveland, but I know it's a lot
Uh,
of generations. I didn't know how big they were at ATL.
oh yeah, it's big now. Like back in the day, you probably had like one or two, then it started like growing and growing, but they everywhere now. Now I would say a lot of them don't really get like releases like that, particularly like hype releases, but yeah, they here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. The the adjustments are real. Having to wait, having to. It's been good on the reach back side. Like if you see something, it's like, oh, these are only $100. I wanted these. These used to be $300, but
Right.
waiting for the release, hoping that it doesn't get stolen or that the delivery guy doesn't steal it. That's something new.
Yeah, they give me kind of anxiety, especially like I don't know how they process work, because sometimes UPS ship it, and I be like, cool, cool, I brought UPS, but FedEx, I don't trust it. I used to work for UPS, so I know the BS that goes down. So y'all be saying little posts like, oh my god, my post got my shoes got stolen by UPS drivers or FedEx drivers. I'm like, yeah, I know. Cause before there was still the sneakers, there was still the PlayStations, TVs, man, and not that it's to incriminate anybody that works FedEx, but yeah, they be on some bull now.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that because again, I've the most I've seen with any of the shipping companies negative was laser ship. Nobody likes laser ship, but usually it's like FedEx. I'm old enough to I remember it was just Federal Express. I'm kind of dating myself here, but
Yeah,
uh, Federal Express and of course UPS has been around forever too. I'm always
yeah,
happy with UPS. If it's UPS, it's like okay, it should be cool.
right. And UPS, like especially like my area, I'm cool with the driver, like, cause my mom she orders more than I do. Like I know I'm big with the sneakers, she big with other stuff. So anytime she gets stuff shipped from UPS, it's like, okay, I got your mom package, I got your shoes right here. And like she knows the guy like on a first name basis. So it's kind of dope.
Yeah, that's old school. Used to be like that
Yeah.
everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, staying with where you are currently, with you have a lot of sneakers. With the sneakers you have, what is like a sneaker that you couldn't part with?
I don't have a lot compared to y'all, man, but it's enough. It's enough. I feel like
Put on
anything
box.
over 10 is enough.
And no boxes back here.
Right, but anyway, but there's your my bad. To answer your question, the shoe I can't part with is I would say my Black Cement threes. Only reason because it's a shoe that is very iconic for one. Two, I wanted forever. 2011, couldn't get it. 2018, I took an L. I think I just overslept. Whatever. Never thought to reach back. And then last year, I chalked up the little $400. Now I pay resale. So that's my baby. I can't part ways with that. Anything else could go. That's one that if the house is on fire, I gotta go in the house and go get that shoe.
Okay. Well, I will say I do appreciate the fact that it's not a Jordan 1. Thank you. That black three is
Nah,
it's beautiful. I mean, I get it. I have every single retro of the Black Cement 3. I like them that much. Now, My old ones are probably, I haven't taken them out of the box in a really long time. So, but my countdown pack pair and my 11 pair are both beat. My 11 pair is probably the most beat, and the 18
Right.
is the one that I, if I want to
Yeah.
keep fresh, I pull out. So, you know, but all right, that's a pretty good pick. That's a pretty good pick. All right, now what is
Hey, Shorty, hold on 1 second. My bad. 1 second. 1 second.
look at these comments here? Let me say hello to some people. What's up, Leon Butcher 84? What's up? I am Max Saxon, Big Al Kicks, Rogers Boy 26, Fifth Legacy.
All right, my bad. Little emergency. I'll take care of that real quick.
Oh man, it's cool, man.
Life happens.
Yeah, yeah. So now, before we get to some better questions, I got to ask you some basic shoe questions, like when you
Of
meet a girl,
course, of course.
what her favorite color is. So right now, what's your favorite shoe right now? Like when you first, think of mine, like that's my shoe.
Good question, because all of them really my favorite. So I'll be like, should I wear this? Should I wear that? It's like I'm really torn between all these shoes, but if I had to choose one, it's like my go-to right now. I would say the Cool Grey Forwards. That's the one I pick up first.
Okay.
And the only reason, because I just recently reached back, like the second time I got them, because I got them originally in 2019, but with fours, they kind of tight, and I got a wide foot. So I bought them true size, realized like, oh man, I can't do it, man. Kill my feet. I put them on. 2 hours later, my feet are burning. So I ended up selling that pair. Went on eBay and bought like a little size bigger, like a size. I'm a 10.5, so I bought a size 11. So as of right now, that's the shoe.
I see all of the comments, man, talk about all the years of whatnot. I just mentally, keep it chronological in my head. Oh man.
Man, Julie's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're one of my favorite shoe people, as you are as well. I really appreciate
Right.
y'all.
Yeah, that's the OG, man. That's the guy.
Yeah.
You like too, though. Everybody is.
Yeah. All these people in the comments are great. You know what I'm saying? Solar Kicks, Keandra. What's up, Kick Troy? So yeah, I'm losing track. You know what I'm saying? I'm losing track of my questions. It's
That's how it's supposed to be. We had a good time,
yeah, yeah. But okay. Now I kind of thinking back. I have the original Cool Grey 4 retro, the first one. I should have gotten the second one. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah.
I foolishly I chose the Air Barrage retro over it because I was trying to be responsible and not just buy them both. And I was like, well, the 04 pair is still wearable, so
Yeah.
and I really wanted those Air Barrages, but I've only worn them once, and they were horrible on my foot. But I wore them. I wasn't gonna take them back, because I wore them. So,
Right.
but yeah, I definitely zigged when I should have zagged on that one. I should have just got another pair of Cool Grey 4s.
Yeah, that was sitting too. Like I went to for some reason I go to Jimmy Jazz first. I don't go to the Foot Locker. I don't try the main chains. For some reason, like everybody goes there. So with my logic, I'm thinking like, let me go to the store no one goes to.
Mm-hmm.
Those in Jimmy Jazz just sitting, and no one is buying them. Everybody is knocking down Foot Locker door. Hey, you got Cool Grays? You got these? I'm like, bro, what's wrong with y'all? They got them right here. I'm like, I don't want to go there. Like, that's your ego.
Hey, you got people like when I was with Hibbit. I mean, are these real? You can look by the merchandise like, hell yeah, these are real. Fuck you, man.
Right.
So
what's wrong with people, man? I'm like, hey, you can think what you want to. I'm gonna go over here with my shoes. You good?
yeah, like I've heard people say that about Jimmy Jazz. And I'm like, it's a real Nike account. Like some of the clothes are a little gaudy.
Yeah.
The shoes, you can't go wrong with the shoes there. I mean, we went to the one in Greensboro. This is probably the closest one to us, and they still had the pink toe Iversons. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, man,
Right.
if they had them bitches, they wouldn't be there.
You know what's crazy? I got mine from a Jimmy Jazz too. They had Jake from Baltimore because Baltimore didn't have a pair. I wanted to buy a pair up there because they had just like recent release, and I'm like, I'm gonna be out of town, so we had went to the mall in Baltimore. They had no type of heat, and then I came back home. I'm like, okay, I know they got them. I know they got them, and they have them.
Mhm. Yeah, like that was another one where we only had one Jimmy Jazz in all of Cleveland, so um, it was kind of like it's not a part of the sneaker culture there like it is at other places. But they got some stuff, but that's the place I'd have to shop if I was like, my 20s, I'd be there buying all that gaudy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some of the shit they have, but yeah, it's a good spot. All right. Well, when you look at the sneaker culture right now, since we're talking about, you present, with the sneakers, other than some of the obvious things, what's one thing that, you would change?
um, Good question. One thing I would change, I would change the process. Like I don't know how I would do it because I got different ideals and it always change every single day I think about it. But as far as the process was getting shoes and stopping the bots, I understand that when it comes to a brand that you don't care how the shoe get bought. Once it's bought, you make your money. I get that because if I had a business and if someone used a bot to buy my stock up, I wouldn't care because in
Yeah.
that I make my money. But at the same time, it gets to a point where it's like, from a consumer standpoint, it's integrity, man. Like, there's no physical human being that's buying 5 of these shoes. It's really a robot. And that's kind of crazy to me. But, hey, like I said, get your money. I wouldn't care. And that's another thing, too. I just read the comments. I saw a kid, she put how freaking the releases are. I agree with that, too. Like, another thing I would change is I would stop release dates. Like, instead of putting, like, October 25th on the date, I say come in October. Check your stores or check your websites.
Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, it used to be like that.
It did.
We were
It did.
magazine like coming out May 1st. It ain't really coming out May 1st, but it's coming out May. You know what I mean?
Right. It's
Like,
coming in May.
yeah. Oh man, that's a good one. I'm kind of like solar kicks. I would change how frequent the releases are, and I miss the way that they used to release the shoes because even in the 2000s with the retros, they used to do like a whole set to where you take a year. We'll take 2005. Like you start with the 13s, then you work your way to um, by the end of the year they were on the 14. They did yeah, now I'm drawing a blank. We'll go to '06. They
Oh
start
no,
with
I
the
remember that. Cause I remember in '06, '07, not to cut you off, I remember like the sevens had a run. Like they dropped a bunch of sevens.
yeah,
Like shoes had runs. Like bring that back. Instead of just
yeah,
dropping it like this pair here, this pair there. They kind of do it now with the fours, but like give like each model a run, like let it be appreciated. I don't feel like a lot of models aren't appreciated enough. That's why the value is the way it is now. It's
yeah.
kind of
And
weird.
I would also limit certain things, and certain things that are limited, I would not limit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
um, certain shoes are so niche where if you're doing business right, it's like, all right, if we bring back the Air Griffey 3, the one that they have at Retro with the big stripe,
Right.
we bring
Yeah.
back 3. We don't know how people are going to like this shoe. It's from 98. So let's just do a sneakers release only, or only release them at Champs, or only at Foot Locker or something. I could live with that, but I need them to try other things. If you
Yeah.
look at retros that aren't Jordans or foam posits, they focus on the same 12 to 15 silhouettes. Where before they used to, every now and then they'll bring back something that's like, oh, they brought back the Metal Max, but they still focus. If you're bringing back Pippins, it's the more up tempo, or
Right.
it's the well, now they're bringing back the Flight Light too. So, but they only focus on the, so, I would change that too.
They do. Another thing, again, just reading the comments, attainability. Like a lot of these shoes, it's to the point now where it's like a lot of stuff is being sold resale that used to be attainable back in the day, like Dunks and you brought up tempos, Griffies too. Used to be so attainable. But now it's to
Yeah,
the point where that shoe is more exclusive than a Jordan sometimes, and that's crazy, man.
yeah. I mean, the point of the sneakers app when they came out with it was for exclusive, limited stuff. It wasn't no Griffey's or no Barclays on the sneakers app in 2015. It
Right.
just wasn't. So, um, even though that stuff is kind of niche, I mean, it's from our era. If you're over 30, you know about all of those shoes. If you're, so, but the scarcity of some of them and the dunks. The whole thing with the dunks is weird to me because um, before it was the SBs, the weird dunks with a theme. The regular dunks were just $30 shoes at Champs on sale. Now
Exactly.
it's the other way around. Well, I ain't gonna say it's the other way around, but it's people want them regular ones, and that's weird. So I would change that too.
Right. Must agree. Must agree. Because this is ridiculous, and it's just crazy how times really have changed, man.
Yeah,
And you know
I
what
mean,
though? Sometimes I wish I did have like a time machine or something like that. I go back in time and buy those dunks $30, and then resell to the kids for 300. Like they doing now?
yeah, and it's not even that long ago. Like I was buying dunks from Burlington in 2017 and 18. You
See,
know what I mean? SBs and regular, like they just weren't, as hot as Jordan ones have become. They just weren't. Dunks weren't it until the pandemic. So, oh man. Well, I don't know. I keep going on tangents and I'm talking in circles. I'm not really asking questions.
nah, man, it's cool, man. I'm having a good time, man. Like it's real good conversation, man. We need these, man, for real.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Now, what's the shoe you have in your collection right now that you need to unds?
Pretty much everything I've unds except for these Air Jordan 11, i.e. the breads. I got unds, so I might wear them to work tomorrow. I don't know. That's how I did my kicks. I wear them to work. I just break them in just to get out the way. Let the
Yeah.
kids see it. Oh my God, he got heat.
Hey, you got to let them know. Got to let them know.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very underrated shoe. That black and red IE 11.
It
You know,
really is.
so and this one, it's the closest to the OG that has been. So I still need to get a pair. I took an L on sneakers, and um, any place that still has them, they only have like eights, eight and a halves. So I'm 11 through
All
12.
that.
You know,
Yeah. Same with me. I took an L on sneakers, and unfortunately, someone told me, "Hey, just go to Foot Locker." One day I was just bored on Saturday night. I went on Footlocker.com. They were sitting. I guess they're like a restock or something like that, and I got them from Foot Locker
yeah,
in my size.
yeah. I feel like they'll come down the pike for me because I have the last retro, but this one is just so much better than the last one that I'm not really. It almost makes me not want to wear the last retro.
Yeah. I would say the outsole, the bottom is a little better. I like that. I like that bottom for some reason. That's cool to me.
That
I like what
milky,
they're doing with that. Like they did with the Jubilees too.
yeah, where it's not completely clear, blue tinted. Is
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good look. All right. Now, do you have a shoe? So you wear everything. Is there anything that you want unds, or everything is
Yeah,
where?
everything's pretty much worn south of those.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, what's the shoe that everybody that that's into sneakers loves that you just don't fuck with?
Uh, oh man, that everybody loves that I just don't fuck with. I gotta think, cause everything I like pretty much everything. I would say y'all gonna hate.
Look at that.
I was really comments. I didn't want to say it's too obvious. I'm trying to think of something else. I don't say I don't fuck with them, but I would say like twos. Everybody's new hype for twos. It's a little weird for me because everybody knows like the retro two ain't the most hated, but it's the most the least appreciated. And I'm gonna keep my same energy. They dope though, but I just don't really appreciate like everybody else do.
Yeah, I love the two. I got like 14 or 15 twos. I love them, but
Right.
I know it.
Yeah.
Y'all in these comments. I mean, we've all been in the sneakers for a while, up until 2013. That's how most people treated Jordan ones, like
Right.
two. You
Like
know,
stepchildren.
I might as well just get some dunks. They cheaper.
Exactly. And
You
what's
know.
crazy was like Jordan 1 back in my like where I'm from, back in the day, they were the fake Jordan, no, the fake Air Force Ones. And like,
Yep.
boy, you get them fake forces on, boy. I'm like, you get some Air Force Ones. I'm like, bro, these are Jordans. Like, Jordan didn't wear them shits. I'm like, bro, he did.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I remember niggas used to call Cleveland niggas used to call dunk skinny forces. I'm like, what? You niggas are foolish. You know,
Oh man,
skinny forces. Ugh.
I had
So
to get those too. But aside from two, I would say the ones. I love them. I love how they look on other people, but they hurt my feet. That's why I only have 3 pairs now. Cause I did go my little one craze like everybody else did at one point in time. Ended up having to sell them because they hurt your feet so bad. Like that's a shoe where you gotta wear it like a ceremony or something like that, and then kick them right off. You can't wear that like you can't wear those just like all day long. It's gonna kill your feet.
yeah, for me, I'll say with ones, it varies by colorway. Like the shadow, and I've only worn them twice. You know, the shadows probably felt the best on my foot out of any of the OG ones. And I had a pair of Royals that I ain't gonna say I beat them up, but they've definitely been worn well. You know,
Right.
so those
Yeah.
are probably the ones. But let's see here, the woman's exclusive ones fit better for me. You got to break the ones in.
Oh no, I agree. I agree. Like my bread toe for some reason, like they're still uncomfortable, but it's the most comfortable one I got. For some odd reason. Like the same shoes, same silhouette, same build, but it's just more comfortable than the other shoes. It's weird like that, but I see where you're going though.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Now, tell us about a tragic sneaker story. You know, if you have one, a hard L, a shoe that you really cared about got messed up, or you know, shout out to everybody who just joined as well. Before I continue, but yeah, do you have a tragic sneaker story?
Oh man, I got plenty, but the one that I've had shared before, I can share it now. So the Metallic Fives. I remember I took an L originally. The stores did the restock. I got a call, hey bro, we got a restock. So for some odd reason, I was like my younger dumb days, like back in my hot boy days, I call it. For some odd reason, I'm going to the bank. I'm getting $1,000 out the account. Now, why I need $1,000 to buy a $200 pair of shoes is beyond me. But I went to the bank, got $1,000 out, just walk around to flex the bankroll. You know how young dudes do. I was young and stupid, and so this is what like made me realize, yo, you need to chill. So I went to the mall and saw some guys that I was cool with. I ain't cool with no more because of that situation, and I got pickpocket. I got pickpocket. I was a hot boy. I was a green hot boy. Okay, I was green. I was real green. So they got me. Went in
Ugh.
my pocket. The whole money gone. I'm like, damn. And I missed out on the shoe. I still had money on my card though
Uh,
to still get the shoe, but I'm out $1,000 and I'm out the shoe. So I got.
that's a that's probably the hardest L I've heard anybody take on the show.
Yeah.
That's whew, but
Moral story is, man, your friends are your friends, man. But to fast forward full circle, let me see if I can find it. It's back here. I ended up getting the shoe this
nice.
year.
Nice. You know what's crazy about that specific release? I had to really sell those to people. The 16 release, like it wasn't like how they were in 1107, where I just unlocked the door and they're all gone in 15 or 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So I had
Yeah.
to really sell those the last time. I don't know if it's because they were 220. Um, I mean, it wasn't a tax time Jordan because they came out in July, but it was really
Yeah.
hard to sell those with that being an OG color. So
Right.
I wish I would have known back then because I was doing phone orders back then. I'd have been like, man, if you need I got you. So
Man, like I'm reading the comments. I did look for dude. Couldn't find it. Like that was like I said, I was on my hot boy stuff. I'm like, man, he got my money. And what's crazy is like And like I knew dude too, so I'm riding around like where I think I'll find him at. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find him. Couldn't even get him.
Uh,
Cause I don't want to incriminate myself and my friend. Like, hey, bro, you trying to ride? He's like, yeah, man, let's go. On some boys in the hood type stuff, like Doughboy. We trying to find him.
whew. Yes, that's
But
how.
man, like that moment changed my life, man. Made me realize, like, bro, you need to chill, man. Like you not about that.
Yeah. No, I feel it. I had an instance like that. I had on. This was when I was young. I was maybe 20 or 21. I had this chain. It looked real, but it wasn't. And I was walking. I didn't have a car. These niggas ran up on me. You know, pulled out them pieces and snatched my chain. Now I didn't really feel bad because it was only about maybe a $30 chain, but the niggas
Yeah,
out with that heat. I was shook, and it was the same thing. I'm like, I don't
yeah,
need to, I don't even need to be doing this. I need to get a car, and I need to stop wearing these fake ass chains, try to look like something I'm not. So I feel
right.
you.
Yeah, man. I tell that story. I just put my YouTube channel. Just the moral story is just stop trying to be somebody you not, and just it's okay to be yourself. Men realize like, yo, you not one of these little thugs out here. You ain't a rapper. Like, bro, you at the time I was in college. Like, you a college student trying to be a teacher, man. Just go to school and be a leader, not a follower.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, man. Ugh, craziness. Well, before we, go to the next segment, what is your holy grail, that shoe that you haven't gotten to touch just yet?
That I haven't got a touch. Ooh, I would say like a holy girl. I would say the undefeated fours. Those the orange ones.
Mm,
Like green orange, a little Miami duck, not dolphin, Miami
hurt.
hurt away. I
Yeah.
need those, man. I know it's a pretty penny, but I need those at some point in my life.
Yeah, like 5-digit shoe. Yeah, yeah. I'd like to have those too, though.
Yeah,
They retroed them, but they only made them friends and family or something like that.
yeah.
Something. So, okay. All right. So now we talk about present going into future. Um, you know, with us being into this life that we all chose, everybody in these comments, you know what I mean?
Right.
How does your family feel about your relationship with sneakers?
They love it. They embrace it. Like, they can't really say nothing because like my mom and dad, they can't really say nothing because they helped like start it. They propelled it. Every time mom be like, "Oh, you got another spew?" I'm like, "You started. It's like you spoiled me. You brought me into this life. Don't say nothing." So she like, touche, touche. But yeah, like as far as like me being the content creator, they love it. The fact that like I'm doing something positive, and plus like with my background, like I'm an educator, all that good stuff. Like I'm putting all that together. They love it, and even my pops, he embraced it. Like I'm pretty sure. I would think he'd be alive right now, but everything I do, he always supported, saluted, and then everybody else is like I'm the shoe guy now. Well, I've been a shoe guy, but it's like, hey, I want these shoes. Can you help me out? Can you plug me in? And that kind of made my heart warm a little bit. Like, oh, you come from the help? I don't mind. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I appreciate that. Now, how does your significant other feel about it?
um, I'm single, but when I did have a significant other, at times she hated it because like my ex, she was so big on like traveling and doing other things, which anyway, so so every time I buy a shoe, she's like, you can use that money to buy like a plane ticket or travel. I remember one time I bought a pair of shoes like a day before we went on a trip, and she was like, "You can't be serious." And it almost ended the relationship. Now the relationship didn't end on some other stuff, but like she hated the fact that I was in the shoes. That's why I said now, like I'm single now, but like ever do find somebody, you gotta appreciate this or it's done.
I know the feeling. I get you. I get you. I mean, I'm fortunate that my wife is also in this life.
Yeah, that's a bonus. That's a
It,
bonus.
she has a lot of. She even has a few pairs that I'm still, trying to touch myself. So, you know, um, but yeah, man, I'm glad you let that know off the gate. Look, if I'm into this. If you can't deal with me being into this, you got to go.
Right.
I appreciate that. I wasn't equally yoked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like some
He's coming great.
he comes going crazy, man. He my folks, man. I love y'all, man, for real. But yeah, I've been on a couple dates here and there, and I tell them like, what's your hobbies? I'm like, I collect shoes, and they already think like, oh, so you're a bum, like you just collect shoes. I'm like, I can't be too much of a bum. We on this date, right?
A bum. I don't usually call women. Hey, I might well have. You know what I mean? What?
Yeah, I got that one time. I was like, no, I ain't no bum, and I'm like, how gonna be a bum? I'm on this date right now with you, paying for your food, buying you drinks.
Bitch. What?
I'm like,
Oh
how?
shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually got a little mad there for a minute.
Oh
Like
no,
it, but
I'm like, I was doing something right. Leave me alone.
all right. Well, I got one for you to touch on to that. So it's a girl you really like. She bad, your type, whatever.
Yeah.
What were you wearing on that first date?
Ooh, what am I wearing? It depends on the occasion. If I'm like going to like a bar or something like that, I'm pulling these Black Cement threes, making the impression. But if it's like something like a little more GQ where I gotta dress up, I'll probably pull out one of these ones, a pair of ones. I don't know which ones, but that's my shoe. Like if I'm going somewhere real fancy and dress code is kind of like a little strict, it's always my go-to. Either that or pair of 11s. For some reason, it sit well with like suits and dress clothes and stuff.
Yeah, like I just I don't know how I react if somebody said that to me. So I'm glad that you're so well mannered and you would
Of
have.
course.
So
I mean, she said it in a joke way, but like I know what she meant. Like I'm the type of person like I don't get too offended. Like I give the benefit of the doubt. Like okay, maybe she's joking, maybe she's being funny. Cause some dudes, I'll be honest, like they got shoes, but they out here doing bad. So I understand where she's coming from because she might have met somebody who had some dope sneakers and they ain't got nothing else but some dope shoes. So I totally get it, but at the same time, it ain't me over here.
yeah, it ain't that. This ain't that.
This
Shit.
ain't that. This ain't that. And that ain't this.
So yeah, okay. Now, could you be with somebody who accepts that you're into this, but you know they're not copping? They're not the sneakerhead. Could you do that?
I could. As long as you tolerate, as long as you're not in my way, in my business, I don't care.
Got you.
I don't
Got you.
care. Just know that I got my vice because I always say, everybody has a vice.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, it's sneakers. For you, for somebody else, might be going to the club. And club ain't cheap. I always say that's about sneakers, but the club's the biggest resellers in the world. They
Yeah.
selling y'all $40 Hennessy bottles. Y'all buying for 200. All because it came with a beautiful girl in the sparkle. Come on now.
Yeah.
And you sit on the couch for $500. Come on now. But I'm crazy buying shoes.
Yeah. I mean, I've had to explain to people. I'm like, listen, I'm 40 years old and I got shit from high school. I can still break out. You know what I'm
Yeah, see
saying?
what I mean?
I'm gonna have that shit forever. So, like, yeah, I could smoke this weed and burn up the money, or I could drink the money, or I could try to invest and lose the money that way.
Right.
Get a stock, something. These shoes are here.
Exactly. These shoes ain't going nowhere. Cause we ain't cheap. I don't smoke, but